Good afternoon, everyone. This is Financial Literacy, and I'm going to give you a quick stimulus update. I'm going to share my screen very quickly so you guys see the exact news that I am seeing. Give me 1 second here. But nonetheless, Trump comes out and he verbally, of course, is supporting a second round stimulus. It's all over the news. For here. Hey, Miss Curly Girl, how you doing? And King Blogs, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And we got from the Washington Post to Forbes and a local news channel somewhere. It says Trump tells aides he supports second round of stimulus checks, but the White House, I'll read some of this story right here, but the White House is still divided. I don't know what he means by divided. Of course, the Democrats are for the second round stimulus, and I believe that a portion of the Republicans are not for the second round stimulus. Now, of course, we understand that the first round he signed somewhere in March, and that it gave single people $1,200 and married people $2,400. Okay, and then $500 for each child, up to 3 children. This is part of the CARES Act. I don't know if this particular stimulus is going to be under the Eagles plan or an extension or an addendum to the CARES Act. I just don't know. I'm going to read some of the beginning of this story. This will give you some perspective. This will give you some sort of context. It says, President Trump has told aides he is largely supportive of sending Americans another round of stimulus checks, expressing the belief that the payments will boost the economy and help his chances at re-elections in November. Of course, it's going to help his re-elections. Whether you're a Trump supporter or not, that may bring you to the point where when we're in great peril as a country, in great need, that this particular president, no matter if you're white or black, Hispanic or Asian or Asian descent, he has given you a second round stimulus. This may sway some people. You know, they may teeter, they may totter, but they may, you know, just vote for the guy, because after his Juneteenth rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, he was expecting 1 million people to show up. Only 6,200 people showed up. And supposedly they call it the K-pop era, that people, dancers, like entertainers, you know, people who do a lot of stuff on TikTok and Instagram, they basically signed up to go to the rally, and they were just kidding. They didn't go at all. But anyway, they said the re-election chances in November, according to 3 people with internal administration deliberations. Now, some of you would say this is hearsay. Some of you would say that this is just rumors. This is how Trump operates over the course of time. Now, when he said that he's going to do a rally in Tulsa on Juneteenth, there's no way he's going to do a rally on Juneteenth. But he did. You know, he liked to do things that are very popular. Okay, he likes to do things that are very popular. That's why he's the tweeting president, because tweeting is very popular, and everybody goes and tracks the feeds and reads and tweets. And this is how he actually insults people. But nonetheless, they said that something in the works in the next few weeks, because in 21 states, COVID-19 cases have risen. So there's a lot of businesses that are retracting their employees, meaning tell them to stay at home, and they're staying at home without pay. So this extra $1,200, $2,400, or if you know married with kids, the extra $1,500 according with the $2,400 could be very essential to the things that you need for your home. So this is great news for, you know, essentially everybody who needs and will receive this money. So let's see some of your notes here. Give me my check. That's what Ms. Curly Girl says. And then it was going on, Can Killer, Power Plug, Indeed, and then Michael's company doing numbers. Okay, thank you for, and also Can Killer, thank you for leaving those things in the comment yesterday. That'd be helpful for the viewers who watch that video and actually get some stock tips. But very quickly, I'll give you my stock tip for the day. It was called Ideanomics, and the ticker is IDEX. That's IDEX. But anyway, back on the stimulus. So that's my thoughts when it comes to the stimulus. I didn't want to be before you long. I know I was earlier, but nonetheless, Trump has come out and he has publicly, to his aide, said that he does support a second round stimulus to boost the economy. And guess what? Help his reelection. Okay, help his reelection because his numbers are dwindling. I believe at one point he was over 50% when they came to certain polls. Now he's only over 40%. Okay. Here's some reasons that you can go on to Forbes. I don't want to bore you with this information. You can go on Forbes, and the 3 reasons why, basically a second stimulus check can help Americans in need. Trump hinted at a second stimulus check, and we'll say what we got here. The third one is there are other priorities for the next stimulus. Okay. Now, this is a key point here before I get off. When we talk about stimulus, it's just not for individuals. It's just not for small businesses. When we're talking about stimulus, we're talking about the entire nation, different sectors, different organizations, different businesses are receiving a stimulus package from the federal government. We're talking about local, we're talking about state, and we're talking about large corporations also qualify in some form or fashion of a stimulus. Now, when it comes to large organization, their stimulus are sometimes loans. Okay, the way they construct it is they'll give them a portion in a grant, and then they say, well, the rest of it is going to be a loan if you don't hire back your employees, your tenured employees. Now, if you hire back your tenured employees or have them to come back, then it will be the whole entire amount that we give you will be a grant and not a loan. Okay, because some of these places, what they do is they like to divert money to their personal pockets. And so the federal government is really trying to get a really good tracking system of when they give large organizations, whether they need the money, key, or they don't need the money, very key, of where the money is being allocated to, who they are allotting this money to. That's very imperative. Okay, that's very imperative because we understand that large organizations on the first stimulus package receive large sums of money before small businesses, and then there's like, oh yeah, we'll give the money back. Well, why did you file for the money? Large organizations on the first stimulus package were filing to get the money, and guess what? The federal government gave them the money. Like if you're Apple, Google, Amazon, Walmart, Costco, I'm not giving you a stimulus package. No. And I don't even know why they got the stimulus package. I don't know where I'm going at with this, but it burns me up that the fraud, waste, and abuse that we have in the American governments, okay, in the American governments, whether it be federal, state, or local, okay? And then what we're doing with these people that we're doing back deals with and these lobbyists, okay, and these people are filling politicians' pockets. Like, I'm pretty sure there were some underhanding deals going on, because why large corporations are receiving money when they only show profit? Companies that were receiving 100 to 200 to 3% profit was receiving your money. Because at the end of the day, I want you to think about it like this. There was a lot of organization giving money back to the federal government, like, oh yeah, we filed because, but we really don't need it. First and foremost, they should be penalized. They should be penalized. That's my opinion. You filed for something knowing that the country is in great peril, and you're taking this money. Okay, that's very fraudulent. Okay, that's very wasteful to give an organization money that doesn't need it. How about this? How about up the stimulus package to single people $1,500 and married people $2,700? What about that? See, we can all deserve an extra $300 for our stimulus package, but no, we want to give large organizations that are in profit more money, more free money. And then you're like, well, how in the heck is this organization hiring more people? Well, the federal government states that, hey, if you hire back people, then you don't have to pay that money back. It's just become a grant. then I will hire more people, because who wants to pay a loan back? You get what I'm trying to say? And guess what I'm gonna do with that? I'm not gonna offer my hourly or my salary usual rates. If I usually, for this position as a, let's take for instance, an operation manager, I usually give them $65,000. I'm gonna start them off at $50,000, because that money is still coming to my organization. I'm gonna use it for other things, maybe R&D, maybe innovation, maybe intervention, or maybe just paying off my house note. This money is being diverted illegally and fraudulently. Okay. And that's what we need to understand. Like, our stimulus package, in my opinion, should be a lot more than what it is. It simply should be. Okay. It simply should be. Now, do I care that Donald Trump is going to give us a second stimulus, or supports a second stimulus because of his reelection? No. I do care about the second stimulus, but I don't care the reasons behind, oh man, he's just doing this for a reelection. Okay. And there's a lot of things that people do just because of optics. You know what? I'm gonna go down there and I'm going to march with the Black Lives Matter movement because it looks good. Okay. A lot of you guys, like, you don't need good looking clothes. You just need clothes. You just need a shirt, some shorts, pants, some shoes and some socks and some underwear. But you buy nice clothing because it what? Looks good. So whether he's doing it to look good for re-election or he's doing it out the kindness of his heart, it doesn't matter how you get the money. You get what I'm trying to say? So I tell people, stop tying your emotions into what people are doing when it comes to your financial stability. Stop tying your emotions into it. Just know that you may get the money. Now, the reason why this is important, why this is imperative that Donald Trump is supporting the second stimulus, is because, first and foremost, the Republicans don't have another candidate. They don't have another candidate. So he's going to persuade them. Okay. He's going to persuade them like, hey, this is good for the Republican Party. We can control the House and Senate for another 4 years. And then they're going to bite on to that. He's going to convince them. This is what he's done all his life, is convince people of a deal, whether it be bad or good. He's convinced people of a deal. See, you may not like him as a man. You may not like him as a president. You might not like him as a businessman. But the point is, you don't become a billionaire, whether your father was rich or not, because his father gave him a $10 million small loan, in his opinion, but he turned those millions into billions. Can you turn your thousands into 100,000s? Think about it like that. Now, granted, I know with more, you can do more and you can put down more and your profit margins are more, but nonetheless, let's think about the money. See, that's the only thing that I'm messed up about, is a fraud, waste, abuse of large corporations and organizations who are in profit that actually apply for this stimulus money, where they can actually increase the amount that they give to singles and married couples. That is the issue I have. I'm gonna read your notes. I started getting on a ramble and I'm gonna get out of here. Okay, George Evans says he's trying to get reelected. Okay. Thank you, Miss Curly Girl, for putting all my information. I appreciate that. Can Close says, I doubt we get another stimulus. Trump won't sign it. Well, Can Close, I don't know. He's hurting in the polls. Okay. He's hurting in the polls, and I believe that he's a little bit desperate. So in order to get more votes, this could look very good for him. I'm not saying he will. I'm not saying he won't. I'm just saying that it will look good, and I think he knows that. Okay. He also said this country is already bleeding. Indeed, it is. And what else do we have? Oh, yeah. Hit them likes for the Neo and Dexcom. I know that's right. And then lastly, non-Black people are repping the Black Lives Matter, waving their Lucky Charm alphabet flags. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's my time for today. Hopefully this stimulus update has found you well and you got some great information. If so, please give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And at the end of the day, whether we get the money or not, this still can be a move in the right direction. What I mean is, if we get the second stimulus check, that's great. If he doesn't become president again, that's great. Learn money and be inspired. I'm out.